Jonathan Ames, welcome to the Paley Center for the Paley Center special evening for Bored to Death. Very much looking forward to it. How has this first season of Bored to Death been for you?
The first season, I mean, while it's been on the air, I've been sort of confused and distracted, and but I've enjoyed other people's enjoyment. I've enjoyed how happy my parents have been with the whole thing. Personally, I struggled to watch it, as I've talked about. I didn't have a TV, so I was kind of, I'm Jewish, so I was very much a wandering Jew looking to find my own show. But now I have a TV thanks to HBO, and so I'm going to get to watch the last episode in my own home. So HBO very kindly gave me a TV. So it's been a fine season. I mean, I am not different than before. I've just always been kind of confused and a little bit upset. So.
Okay. Well, but the show's been picked up. Is there anything through the process of writing for the show for the first season that you learned from that you're going to apply to this upcoming season?
Well, as a writer, you always think, well, the next time I do something, it's going to be perfect from the start. No revisions, no edits, it'll be perfect. But, you always make mistakes. I do think I'll be a little bit more efficient with the scripts. I kind of have a better sense of what we can do production-wise and time-wise. So I think I hope to be a little bit more efficient in creating scripts that soon after they're written, could go into production. Won't have to do tons and tons of drafts, but that's every writer's dream, not to have to work too hard.
Are there any themes that you're going to be going for in the upcoming season, maybe that we're maybe getting some hints of now at the tail end of this season?
Well, in general, I always believe, someone once said, if you're struggling with your writer, torture the heroine, as if you should torture someone. So I like to torture all the characters. In my novel, The Extra Man, I had a character say, through troubles and into more troubles. That's my motto. So the characters will continue to struggle. They'll both be facing what it means for them to be men in the 21st century, or what it means to be themselves, and they happen to be men. I mean, they're just going to be struggling and doing the best they can, and the Jonathan character will continue his desire and fantasy to be a hero, perhaps as a compensation for how difficult it is to be a hero in everyday life.
How about your use of the city as a character in the series, both obviously in your writing, but how you're writing the city into the scripts? We're going to see more of this, or we're going to see more parts of the city? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I definitely want to explore Brooklyn more. I think that's one of the things people have enjoyed, is seeing Brooklyn in a new way or seeing it for the first time. So we'll find new interesting places in Brooklyn, as well as, exploiting and enjoying Manhattan. Definitely I look for places in the city that charm me and, want to bring that to people who watch the show.
How do you feel about Los Angeles as a place where television, kind of comes from, but I know that our readers very much like your show, and just as someone who has lived in a metropolis like New York, what are your impressions of Los Angeles?
Well, I love Los Angeles. I go there quite a lot. I particularly like being down in Venice or Santa Monica. I have a bicycle in California. I love to ride my bicycle along the beach. Now, of course, as a show that's very much inspired by the works of Raymond Chandler, Los Angeles is Philip Marlowe's stomping ground. So when I drive up into the canyons, or I often think of Marlowe traversing Los Angeles, or if I'm downtown LA, or if I'm in Santa Monica, which he would call Bay City. I mean, I think Los Angeles is an amazing place. Obviously, it's absolutely enormous, but it's also very beautiful. I'm just very drawn to the ocean myself, so I like being near the water.
Well, thank you so much for talking to LA's Jonathan Ames, and congratulations on this first season. We can't wait for the next one.
Well, thank you, and thank you, LAist, for your interest in this New York, Brooklyn show, but hopefully it's not just for people in New York, and you know, maybe at some point the Jonathan character will have a case that brings him to Los Angeles, you know, the origin of you know, at least the Chandler mythology.